Hi guys, Perla here. Yes, that is aluminum foil on my head. I am lining my hair. Anyways, it has to just come out because I've been fighting of how I was gonna do this. I wanted to make this video, I guess, as pleasant as possible, as to not to have my words misunderstood. There is a lot going on energetically when it comes to certain entities and things. So with that, I'm going to start with this. We are not meant to be all good. Yeah, I know. That's going to, unfortunately, make some people very upset. And we are not meant to be all evil either. Now, what do I mean by that? When we were created into this body form, we have choices. Now, if you have choices, it means that regardless of whatever choice you choose to take or make, there is something that you can always learn, whether it's a good lesson or a bad lesson. The same way as how our free will, free choice comes when we choose to do things, however we choose to do them. I am one that I embrace my negative or my evil side. What do I mean by that? I mean that when I feel certain energies that assume that they're going to come over and take over or suppress me or try to scare or put fear into me, that side of me comes out to play. Because yes, I can sit here and I can be very nice and I can be very patient and I will try my best to help everyone balance and try to balance their energies within themselves. A lot of the people that are awakening now are still under the false pretense that love and light is all that is out there, or is all that we're supposed to aim for. But you cannot get to the love or the light without first experiencing hate and without first experiencing and embracing the darkness. So what do I mean by that? I have in the past carried actual hatred for people, and it was something that I had to be very careful with, because even though at that point in my life I hated certain people, I still didn't want harm done onto them, because my good side was still kind of like, I get it, but no. So I had to be very careful about the things that I thought, the feelings that I allowed to come out towards that person, because I didn't want those thoughts to manifest in their life, as some did, unfortunately. But everything is about learning and experiences. So when it comes to everything that is going on, and if you go on YouTube, there are hundreds and thousands of different readers. There are a lot of people that honestly believe that tarot cards are the only way, or is the way, when it comes to twin flames. There are people that learn how to read tarot cards, and there are people that learn how to read other things. And what I am going to say with that is that the ability to speak over someone else's life, it is not something that is learned. It is a gift. It is a privilege that is given to you from God, source, universe, however you choose to identify. Now, I understand that, this is going to upset a lot of people, because a lot of people have learned to do it. Now, the reason why you have been able to learn different traits is because there is something inside of you intuitively that was given to you by God, source, universe, again, whatever you choose to, that needs to come out. Now, learning the tarot card may have been an introduction to help you align your frequency when it comes to your intuition, to allow your higher self, to allow God to come through you, like to you, through you, to everyone else. But it was not meant for you to continue on just doing that. So those of you that picked up tarot card readings by what the cards mean and are still doing it, but something is missing, or your messages are being misunderstood, or your messages are not coming out as clearly, you have to understand that it is because it is time to move forward. It is time to move from what was taught to you, to what is inside of you. Because we are not to follow anyone else but ourselves. So if you can tell me that at 5 years old you picked up a card, a deck of tarot cards, and knew the meaning of them, then that was what was intuitively, that was your gift. But if you had to study to learn something, it is a practice, it is a skill, it is part of the lessons that you're supposed to learn, so that then your true gift, whatever that is, comes out. So why do I say that? Because I learned and this is the reason why I'm saying that I learned it, even though I didn't learn it from people outside of my family. But the water and the light, I wasn't told what anything was. I was just told to focus on it and allow whatever comes out, comes out. Why? Because when I do this, just talking without anything, in a lot of cases scares people, because they're not used to that. It's like, well, how do you know that? Well, the same way that I know when I pick up, my Española's cards, that I read my way, because it's already coming. It's a download that is coming. These pictures are not the one talking. It is just a way to help you guys understand what it is that is coming out. My water, my candle, shows me things in an essence to clarify if a download, if I am not understanding, or if what is coming down and is being downloaded, if I say it that specific way, it may not be understood by the majority of people. So the water and the candle are sometimes used just for clarity. They are not the gift. The gift is inside of you. So we have to move from following every single crowd or wanting to learn. Yes, the world is about experiences. It is about learning, but the main goal is to get to know who you are yourself, meaning that we need to see what our gifts are inside, because we hold a lot of gifts, wonderful, beautiful gifts inside, but we suppress them. Even when things seems that they're going good, we are still suppressing a part of us that needs to come out, that needs to be embraced. And as well, when it comes to energy and learning things, you also have to be very careful who you choose to learn anything from. Because just because you are completely focused, I can sit here and say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tell people how I do this. No, I can't, because like I said, I don't do traditional things. But what I'm saying is, if I go here and I pretend that I am all love and light, and that I don't deal with my dark side, and my dark side is like, oh my God, and you fall for that. So now you're attaching your energy to my energy, but you literally, all you want is pure light, pure love, pure good, pure harmony, because you within yourself are not ready to handle the darkness, to handle the balancing between the two. Now, you don't know that that's what my mastery is balancing the two energies, because that's what we're supposed to do. till you attach your energy to mine. I teach you what I teach you, right? And you start going and you start going and you start going, and then you start seeing things within yourself that you don't recognize. There's dark sides, part of you, that are trying to come out, but you do not know how to tame them. Why? Because of the simple fact that when you went ahead and you connected your energy to mine, and I knew what I was doing, so I knew that I was tricking you in an essence. But what was I doing? I can take from your energy. I can control you now, because I know how to balance my negative and my positive, but you don't. You just know how to balance your positive. What about your negative? What about your evil side? What about your dark side? So what does that do? That puts you in a spiral where you start going out of control, and you start to try to figure out, what is it? What is wrong? What am I doing wrong? And da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So who are you going to come and ask for help? Who are you going to pay the money to? Who are you going to come and seek advice from? The same person that caused the problem to you. So when, you know, because this is the problem, and I am not saying that money is an issue. No, that is not the problem. The problem is that we get to a certain point in doing the work for the collective, in doing the work for God, that then we honestly start to forget what this mission is about, what this journey is about. And our ego, as much as we work to suppress it to a point, because it's not completely gone. People think that your ego is gone. Sweetie, your ego is never going to be gone. Your fear is never going to be gone. All those negatives that you think are gone, they're not gone. They're just dormant because you were able to balance those energies within yourself. But when they need to come out and play, they will come out and play. So what we have to understand is that when those energies, you know, we have them dormant, what you start doing, you start to connect with people whose egos are higher. They're coming up. They're starting to rise again. So what starts happening to your ego? It starts coming back up again. And before you know it, your ego has taken total control of what it is that you were trying to do in the first place. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't even realize that. So it's like we always have to take a step back and see what you're doing. Ask yourself, is what am I doing, first of all? Why am I doing it? And who is this going to help? Not thinking, what should I do? How should I do it to make the most money? Because I am not saying, because again, this is the issue. A lot of people misunderstand words. I am not saying that doing your mission or doing your journey means that you live in poverty. That is not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that all your needs and more are going to be met. They're just not going to be met in the way that you expect them to. Okay? So what do I say with that? We're all at different levels. We're still all learning. There are people that are able to manifest like in minutes, which is amazing. Do I want to tap into that energy? Yes. But there's still a lot that I have to learn, maybe, from that energy that I still haven't balanced within myself. So it may take me a couple of days to manifest what I want. Now, what you need to understand is that before you choose to connect your energy to a certain level, to a certain point with people, you need to allow your higher self, your soul, to connect with theirs and make sure that it is all that you're looking for, all that your soul is searching for. Because I have people that I've done private readings for and energy shifts for. And my work is different. When a person books a reading, I say, okay, I'm going to do it tonight, or I'm going to do it tomorrow morning. The minute I say those words, my soul starts to connect with their soul. So what they feel physically, 90% of the time, I start to feel physically. Even if a person hasn't booked and is carrying a lot of energy that they themselves cannot balance within themselves, I start to feel that. So my gifts work differently, as to why I don't post every day, as to why I probably never will. Or record every day, I should say. So what happens? I connect, right? I've had cases where I've started and nothing comes through. Why? Because the person's soul is not balanced enough on both sides to connect with mine. So if I were to be able to, if their soul allows me to tap in to their energy, my frequency where I am at right now does not meet theirs. So I can cause more harm than good. Now, are there ways that I can? Yes, there are ways that I can still try and tap in and push back more, either my good or my bad, depending on whatever the energy is sending to me to tap in. But that is something that I have to choose to do. And I don't choose it lightly. I always wait for guidance. And normally what would happen is that I would just let it be, and sometimes within a day or two, sometimes in a week or whatever it is, the frequency aligned. And sometimes it's for such a short period of time that if it's 2 in the afternoon or 3 in the morning, whatever time of the day, our frequency are aligned enough for me to get the message to send it back to you. I'll do the reading. So I guess what I'm trying to say with all of this is that we have to start being very selective and very careful with who we choose to share our energies with, or allow inside of our space. Now, I'm going to use a couple of examples. I've always had an issue with getting pedicures. I get very ticklish and I get very uncomfortable with people touching my feet. I don't like people doing my manicure, and I'm very selective of who touches my hair. My mom is a hairdresser. I have a very good friend who's a hairdresser in Jersey, and I have one here in Southbury that I'm still. She's done my hair once. She's cut it once, and I'm still, figuring her out. So when it comes to me wanting to paint my toenails or cut my nails, get my pedicure, I do it myself. I have never, ever gotten a massage for pleasure, like a spa massage. Yes, I wear my gloves because of a medical condition, but the reason that was led, in my opinion, is because of the way that energy is transferred between people. I am not one of those, if I walk into a place and there's a group of people and I hug some people and not others, there's a reason why I'm not hugging you. And things like that. So what tends to happen is that people misunderstand that for, have misunderstood it for years for other things. So when I jumped into this journey, I honestly thought that I had an issue with being loved or being held. And I'm like, but I don't feel that way. But whatever, I still dove into it. And what I knew was what came out. The reason why throughout the years, I had always chosen to do, like if I'm going to lighten my hair, if I'm going to color my hair, if I'm going to cut my hair, and the people that I like to do it are not nearby, I do it myself versus going and jumping at anyone's chair. When I want to get my pedicure, I have all my stuff and I do my own pedicure. I have never, I have literally like baby skin, like on my feet and stuff, because I just do. I don't know. My hands, like when I want to paint my nails, I want to get a manicure, I do it myself. I have all my stuff. Why? Because I have always, even when it was unknown to myself, I have been very selective of who I allow to physically touch me, because you do not know what energy people are bringing in. And yes, there are things that you can do to protect yourself, but at the time I didn't know. And yes, now I know, but I still just like my people. That's just it. Like, it is what it is. I haven't met anybody personally that I know that does hair that I am comfortable enough with allowing them to do my hair. So we have to start listening to our bodies. Our body will let us know when something is off. At times, a lot of us ignore it because of the simple fact that we're so out of tune with our body. We're so out of tune with like what is inside of us. I think that is about it. I know I went from like one spectrum to the other. Like I said, it's just whatever comes out, comes out. But again, I am not, see, this is my good side trying to come up. I am not trying to offend anybody or tell anybody that, you know, what they're doing is wrong. What I am trying to get across is that things come into our life for a season to teach us what we have to learn. And sometimes we get comfortable in that space and forget that this, where we're at now, is not where our journey ends. So this that I'm doing now, these videos and these things, as much as I love to do them, as much as I love to connect with people in this way, I know that this is not something that I'm going to do for long and for, I shouldn't say for long, I should say full-time, long-term. So I will be doing this full-time for a short period of time. And, you know, a short period of time can be a year, 2 years, 3 years. It really depends on how you see time yourself, how you feel time yourself. But there are other things that I know I have to do that, not that I'm afraid to do, that I'm working on at the moment behind the scenes, so that when my work, most of the work in this area is done and I can move this to part-time, then I can go full-time to the next step, and then the next step, and then the next step. So I guess this is kind of like a wake-up call, because some of you have been suppressing or holding back on certain things that you know is your next step, but because things are comfortable right now, you know, you have the views, you have the this, you have the that, the income is coming, everything is comfortable, everything seems to be perfect. That part of it, in an essence, is not that it's an illusion, it's just, yes, it's perfect, it's you know, everything is going good because you are within, your energies are still in an essence here, but they won't be here for long. So when the next phase, vibrational energy, like, you know, when your energy reaches the next vibrational stage, what you're doing now is no longer going to satisfy you in any way. So why am I saying this? I want all of those out there that feel that that's, you have to move forward, to gradually start working on what your next phase is, what your next step is, so that when your energies reach that vibrational level, you don't just throw this out the window. You understand what I mean? You can still keep this as a part of you, even if it is part-time, and just enjoy it. And see what you learned here that has helped you get to your next phase. Because change is not coming. Change is here. It's just a matter of us tapping into that energy of change. Well, guys, I have no idea how long this video is, because whatever. My alarm is about to go off, so I can go wash this off and deep condition my hair. So I'll see you guys real soon. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.